Okay, today we will discuss about programmable logic controllers or PLC. So PLC is a miniature industrial grade computer that contains hardware and software capable of being programmed to perform control functions. So the name itself indicates that it is capable of performing some type of a control action, like as it is a controller, and logical the operations it can perform, and it is programmable because means we can program it as per our requirements. Coming to the advantages of the PLC. So PLC is a device that was invented to replace the necessary sequential relay circuits for machine control. Means prior to the usage of PLC, the similar control operations were performed using relay circuits. So the PLC works by looking at its input and depending on the state, turning on or off its output. So this is similar to that of a logical operation. So the user enters a program that is usually via a software that gives the desired results. So PLC that is used in a very large number of industries. So for like in the manufacturing sector, process plants and systems, machining, packaging, automated plants. Okay, also PLC is used in a robot as well as a controller. So the advantage is first one that is that it is reprogrammable. That means we can program it again and again as per our requirement. So that gives a high level of flexibility. Means a large number of operations can be performed depending on the program which is being fed to the system. So like in a sector we say that some of the task is going to repeat for a very long time. Okay, like we can add some type of manufacturing sector where one type of product is being performed for a very long time, many years. Okay, there maybe we don't need to reprogram the controller, the PLC. Okay, but in some other sectors, very frequent change in the output that is needed. Okay, like in some type of advertising, each company is coming, each customer is coming for its advertisement, then it has its own requirements. Okay, so very frequently there is a change. Every customer is having its own demand, so very easily we can, yeah, perform the operations by reprogramming the PLC. So next advantage is the solid state switches that last much longer than relays. Okay, means the prior version or the prior usage of relays for the switching operation or the logical operation that was having a lesser life. So next, complex logics can be easily represented. So another example advantage, the complex logics means very easy representation is there for complex logics. The next is multiple devices can be embedded in one unit. So a single unit that is capable of performing the task of a large number of devices. So it can easily be scaled up or modified. So very easily we can modify it, we can scale it up, we can add on different modules, the capability, the operations that can be increased. Then smaller physical size than hardware solutions. Yes, space saving. In very less space we can fit it, and that is one of the main requirement in the robot as well. If we are using a PLC as a controller, because the size of the robot itself is a constant, so it can be minimized. Then smaller physical size. Okay, sorry. The next is easier and faster to make changes. Yes, flexibility that is high. Then PLCs have integrated diagnostics and override functions. Yes, so diagnostic that is very easy. Self diagnosis. It can check, repair itself. So diagnostics are centrally available. Okay, so even a whole plant we can automate using this PLC, and we can monitor, we can diagnose the whole of the operations and the PLC itself. So applications can be immediately documented. Yes, so documentation that is also easy. Then applications can be duplicated faster and less expensively. So we can perform duplicate. Okay, the duplicate means other copies. Then connection between switches output can be modified through software. So yes, the software on which we are made the program, through that we can easily modify. Okay, so resembling the reprogrammable capability. So troubleshooting is easy and faster. Maintenance is very less, very easy. So easy to develop programs by offline simulation. So offline simulation can be also used for development of programs. So less amount of space needed. So changes are easier and faster to implement. Then integrated diagnostic, okay, something similar which we have just discussed. So input and outputs are easy to monitor by HMI devices. Yes, this gives an extension to the PLC of the HMIs, human machine interfaces. If through that we can monitor, through PCs we can monitor. Okay, next advantage is that the PLC can withstand several environmental conditions. Yes, very important in the context of industrial sector, because the industrial environment, that is not very much suitable for digital computers. Okay, like I'm giving an example of the intelligent device. If it is a computer, then the environment there is not that much suitable in the industry. But in a PLC, that can withstand many harsh conditions in the environment, industrial environment. So it is much more suitable for industrial sector and other also unfavorable conditions. So cost effective for controlling complex systems. It's a very complex system that can be controlled using this PLC. And the cost, okay, that is also reduced. So cost here basically in the automation sector, that refers to the cost per unit basically, and especially in our case in India, where we are having a cheap manpower available. So in that case, the implementation of the PLCs and robotics, initially there is a high cost, but the production volume is increased by many fold. So per unit cost, that is reduced. The computational abilities make possible more sophisticated controls. Like another advantage, we are getting more sophisticated controls. Then reliable components make for long uptime before failure. Means the life that is very long. Now coming to a few disadvantages of a PLC. Okay, so most PLC manufacturers offer only closed architectures for their products. Okay, so not with everyone, but most of the manufacturer, this type of disadvantage is there. The closed architecture is there. Okay, but not everyone is not there. Step by step modules we can add on in a certain PLCs, so thereby increasing or enhancing the capability. So PLC devices are proprietary, which means that parts from one manufacturer can't easily be used in combination with parts of another manufacturer. Okay, so easily we cannot integrate the components of two different manufacturers. So it limits the design and cost options. So subject to limitation imposed by semiconductor based systems. So okay, so it is using semiconductor based system. So similar disadvantages are here in the semiconductor as well. Now step the setup and training cost could be high. Yes, one of the major challenges, because easily we cannot program, every person cannot program. So proper training, long training, skilled professionals, only they can be they are capable of programming, reprogramming. So that involves a large cost, the training and setup. Initial cost, setup, that is high. Then training further to make the programmers capable of programming, reprogramming.